Hey guys, this is Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a question and answer time video, and this is my 4th ever question and answer time video. And I'm going to try to be doing 2 parts, which is probably 9 minutes or so, and if maybe I'll make it 1 part and make it like 20 minutes. So let's see how many questions I can get through, and I got a lot of questions, so let's start. The first question is from I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, so if I don't pronounce your name right, I'm very sorry. I'm going to try my hardest. The first person is Tenna Kakin, 1985. So, Tenna Kakin, 1985. And they ask, who would you love to write if you had the chance? I would love to write Spider-Girl, of course. I'm a humongous Spider-Girl fan. I definitely have stories in my mind I would want to write if I ever had the chance, or maybe Stephanie Brown, because I really like her also. So either of those 2 characters. If there's ever a Heroes comic book, I would love to write that also, because again, I'm a humongous Heroes fan and have ideas about that. So those are 3 characters I feel like I know enough to write a story and it to be as good as possible that I could write. So those are the characters I would like to write in the TV show I would like to write if it ever became a comic book. Next question is from Nathan Banks, which they ask, due to Nightwing's action figure on Young Justice, is he becoming, due to Nightwing's action on Young Justice, is he becoming more like Batman? I'm thinking maybe you're talking about when the last, well, it's not really, yeah, I guess it was like the last latest episode, I think it was like episode 7, where he hides from the team that Artemis is actually alive, and Aqualad is trying to go undercover as an evil person, but he really isn't. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about, and I think Nightwing is not becoming Batman. I think one of my favorite lines from the show is, and one of my favorite episodes, is when Black Canary is in the room and giving the team, a whole therapy session. And one thing that Robin says is that, I used to want to be the Batman, but I don't want to be Batman anymore. And I think the reason he is Nightwing, and why, I guess this was a coincidence, but the reason I'm wearing my Nightwing shirt, but the reason he is Nightwing is because he doesn't want to be Batman. And even in the comics, he was Batman for a little while, but he never really wanted to be Batman. So I think he is a totally different character. He's more optimistic, he's less dark, and I don't think he'll ever, in Young Justice, I don't think he would ever be Batman. So I think a perfect episode of a TV show that shows that is in the Batman Anime series, when we get to see when Robin quits being Robin and becomes Nightwing. So that's a perfect example of that. Next question is from Tiger King 3000, which they ask, do you think Peter Parker will ever take his own body back over from Dr. Octopus? I think it's gonna happen. I think we're gonna get to see Peter Parker again. Will it be a year? Will it be 5 years from now? Will it be a couple months? I don't know. I think that's the real question. Because I think all characters do come back. Batman came back. Superman came back. All these characters do come back. I heard the Wasp came back, which I didn't know that. She came back in Avengers, supposedly, I guess. Which I would definitely want to read the back issues of that, because I feel like that was no news at all. So, yeah, I think he's going to come back, though. He's too popular of a character. They use him too much, and there's going to be a writer that comes along and say, hey, I want Peter Parker back. Again, the real question is, when is this going to happen? And my guess is going to be like the longest 5 years, but probably 2 or 3 years. Next question is from Night Owl, which they ask, what if every comic book in history was only worth its cover price? Would you still bag and board them? And if you could go back in time and pick any one comic off the new racks, considering its value would never go beyond the cover price, which would it be? Yes, I would still bag and board my comics. I think it's just a perfect way to kind of organize them also. When you put it in the box, if you don't have them bag and boarded, it would just like keep sliding and nothing would be organized. So I think bag and boarding them, even if they didn't have any value, is still valuable for you. That way you can keep them in a box and keep them somewhere and be organized. But if I could go back in time and get a comic, even if it wasn't, if it was the cover price and didn't go over, I'd probably say Spider-Man's first appearance. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I know if it was worth the cover price, I would definitely say Superman's first appearance. But if we're saying not cover price, I would definitely say Spider-Man's first appearance. I would love to have that. So next question is from Mega Catman 45, and they ask, who do you think is better, Marvel or DC? I love both companies. You guys know that I'm a humongous fan of DC and Marvel, and I do love both companies. But when I look at what comics I do get and what I get more of, I'm going to go with Marvel. Just because I do get more comics from Marvel, and I think I care about more characters in Marvel. So I love both companies, but I'm going to probably say Marvel. Next question is from Binyanus6. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Sorry. Bielnanus6. Sorry. And they ask, do you think there should be a Young Avengers movie? And I say maybe not movie, but TV show. I think the teen thing wouldn't work. I just think it's better if they have the popular people for the superhero movies for now. But Young Avengers would be a great TV show, like on the CW, or even maybe not on the CW. I think it'd be a great teen show that a lot of people would like those superheroes. And I think they could do it right. Maybe Josh Whedon does it, you know, something like that, because he did a great job with Buffy. I think if you have the right writer, I think a TV show would be awesome for that. I know I would watch it. I'm a humongous Young Avengers fan, so I would love to see that. Next question is someone who knows I love Spider-Girl. And this is Drunken Goon, and they ask, if they ever made a Spider-Girl movie, who would you want to play her? I was actually thinking this. I never actually thought who I would want casted as Spider-Girl. I would love to play Spider-Girl now. No, I would. I mean, if I was offered, definitely. But no, seriously, I would want probably someone that is of high school age, because May is a high schooler and she's a student. I wouldn't want someone to play, an older person to play her like they always do with the movies. But I would actually say Victoria Justice. I think she's actually a pretty good actress. She's a teenager, and I think she looks the part, and I think she could play the part. I've seen her in a couple of things, and I think she has the talent to do that. So I'm going to say Victoria Justice. You know, I think she's a good actress. Next question is from Dominic Comic, who's actually a big fan of mine, and love his videos. His question is, if Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, had a movie, what story would you think would be good? What story would I think be good if she had a movie? Definitely Batgirl Year One. I think that's a great series. I know on Comic Vine, Babs actually got into Batgirl because of that story, and I don't know if I got into Batgirl. I've always been a fan of Barbara Gordon, so I don't know if I got into her character because of that, but I definitely liked her character more because of that story. So I think if they adapted that story as a movie, I think a lot of people would like that. And I think Batgirl Year One is one of the best Batgirl stories, so definitely that is a great adaptation for a movie. Next question is from Panasonic Youth 666. And their question is, also, if you could date any superhero, who would it be and why? Love the shows. I had two people in mind. I know they wouldn't really be the best boyfriends because they kind of suck as boyfriends, but I love their personality. One is Peter Parker. I mean, I think he was a good husband to Mary Jane. I know he is not the best boyfriend. He runs off. He says, I gotta go, you know. But I think he's a nice guy. He has a great personality, and I love his attitude with things. So I love Peter Parker. And Superboy, actually. I love Superboy. And I would probably say the Young Justice version, because I think he's a better boyfriend in that than he was with Casey in Teen Titans. I gotta say, all superheroes are not the best of boyfriends, because they have, you know, there's stuff going on. They always have to run off. But I think Superboy and Peter Parker. So those are my two. If I could date anybody, those would be the two people. Next question is from Robert Stack, who asks, what is your opinion on Marvel now? Do you think it is going better than the New 52? This is actually a really good question. I think I like Marvel now. I think maybe some of the comics, they rushed them a lot, so they're not the best, but I've found some good ones, and I think that's the best thing about Marvel now, is that there's so many comics that you could find the good ones, and there are some bad ones maybe in your opinion, but other people will like, so I think you could really find the best of what you want. So I think I've been liking Marvel now. I don't know if it's better than the New 52, because I feel like that had better quality in the New 52, Like Marvel Now, again, they've been rushing things, and the organization of it, like, oh, we're going to add another month. We're going to do another month of Marvel Now. I think New 52, yes, it was crazy when it, you know, 6 comics came out in a week and you had to get it. But it was only a month, and you were done. And then you could really discover what you liked. So I think New 52 kind of did better, but I do like both relaunches. And I think they both did well in their own ways. Next question is from another big fan of mine who always comments, which is Sazamission. And he asks, do you have any crossovers planned for 2013? Maybe with Black Nerd or Dark Avenger Inc.? Maybe with another reviewer? If so, will you do it in person? I gotta say the crossovers I do are always, how can I say, always a spur of the moment. And, Dark Avenger Inc. I always collab with them because we share channels, so I'm always collabing with Dark Avenger Inc. And we do a live show every Tuesday, so that's us collabing and talking about things. So Dark Avenger Inc. I collab every week with them. Black Nerd Comedy, I would love to do a collaboration with him if that, you know, if there's ever a chance of doing collaboration. I know I have another collaboration coming up, and there's going to be more collaborations in the future. So 2013, I just see a lot of collaborations, and I'm excited to see who I do collab with. So, and I'm sure it'll be great reviewers and great people, and great YouTubers. So I'm very excited for that. So thanks for the question. Next question, I think I'm going to just do a full 22 minutes instead of doing 2 parts, so I'm just going to go through them. Next question is from Omnitron12345, which asks, if Spider-Man ever makes it into Marvel Cinematic Universe, should he become an Avenger? Actually say no. I think, do you picture Andrew Garfield becoming an Avenger? And if they do make another Spider-Man, I think that'd be way too many reboots, and then I'll be like, alright, they're just trying to make money. So I say, I don't want him to come into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think he is good where he is. I think we need some Marvel standalones. I don't think everything should be connected to Avengers, so I say no, actually. I don't want to see him in the Avengers universe. So, yeah, I don't think it would actually be a good idea. Next question is, why haven't you read Court Owls? Exclamation point, question mark. Why haven't I read Court Owls? I just jumped on the Scott Snyder Batman train during the death of the family, so I am planning on reading Court Owls. I just have to get the trade and read through it. I haven't gotten the trade yet, so I have to buy that, and I am planning on it because I've heard it's a great story arc. So I am planning on it, and that was from Charlie Douglas. Next question is from YoungJWay123, which asks, what is your favorite Marvel comic book for 2012? I definitely have 2, and one is Hawkeye. I've been, of course, loving that series. I've been saying, buy this series. It's an awesome series. We get to see Clint Barton in his normal life and not as an Avenger, and I think it's awesome. So buy that. Amazing Spider-Man was really good just because it was a series that were on the edge of our seats, and Dan Slott kept tricking us, and I think it was a good ending in Amazing Spider-Man, and I think those are the 2 best Marvel series, I would say. Those are my 2 favorites, and if I had to pick another one, definitely All New X-Men was my favorite Marvel Now series. That is amazing, and Brian Michael Bendis is doing an amazing job. So if you want to pick up a Marvel Now title, I recommend All New X-Men. Next question is from Christian Garcia, who asks, what lesser known superhero would you like to see make the big screen? Spider-Girl. She's very lesser known. I would love to see a movie out of her. I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think it would make enough money. But maybe like a straight to DVD special. But I would love to see that. I'm a humongous Spider-Girl fan, and that if I heard that, I'd be following through that. News after news, and I'd be very excited. Midnight premiere for that. If that happened. Humongous Spider-Girl fan. Next question is from a friend of mine, RDodie95, who is from the comic book community, who asks, hey Kat, great legend here with some questions. What is your favorite independent title? Also love your channel, and you have so much damn talent for this stuff. Thank you very much. Very appreciated and very flattered. My favorite independent title has to be Morning Glories. I know it's been, lately, it hasn't been the greatest, but I always loved that series since it came out, even though it hasn't come out, you know, that long ago. I'm just a big fan of it, and I love what Nick Spencer's doing. I see he's doing something with it. I know right now it feels like he's not, but towards the end I'm going to be like, oh, that's why he did that. So right now it's a little confusing, the series, but if you read it from the beginning, it's definitely a great series. Pick up and trade, I recommend. And, and I think it's a great series, and it's a mystery. You don't know what's going to happen next, and I love it. It reminds me of Tower Prep, which I was very upset when that got canceled because I was a big fan of that show. Paul Dini did a great job with that also. So if you like Tower Prep, I think you would really like Morning Glories. It's a great independent title, and I really do love it. Next question is from another friend of mine, Mount Vernon Kid Comic RVW, who has great reviews. Do you watch Young Justice? Yes, I do, actually. I'm a big Young Justice fan, and I do reviews for Young Justice every week when there's a new episode. When there's a new episode, there's never new episodes, but it's actually coming back January 5th, so I will have reviews for that right after, well, probably a couple hours after the episode, because it's a little early for me, but I wake up a little later than that, so I will have reviews for the newest Young Justice episodes, because I am a big fan of the show, and hopefully it doesn't get canceled. I'm really a big fan. I hope you know, ratings are good. Next question is from Steven Salvatore. When I heard Salvatore, I thought Vampire Diaries. If you guys watched that show, I was like, Stephen Salvatore. I'm like, no, Steven Salvatore. But very cool name, very cool last name. And they asked, if superheroes were real, do you think people would respond positively towards them? I think we just have to think heroes, and we have to think Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass people did, because they didn't have superpowers. I feel like some people are like, oh, these people are crazy, you know, they're doing that. So I think that's what people are going to respond to. It's like, oh, alright, people are dressing up like comic book characters, great. I think people would think they're crazy, but if they do have superpowers and they understand, oh, they have superpowers, that's why they're doing it. I think people would be scared, like the X-Men, you know, with mutants, and I think, like Heroes, people will trap them, and if you saw the third season, they made them fugitives, you know, and I think that's something that would happen. So if it was real life, I think those were the shows and the comics that showed the most of what would happen. Next question is from another great YouTuber who's given me great topic videos, which is Rabbit Ears Blog, and they asked, which do you like better in comics, all action or character development? If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick character development, because I think that's very important. If you just have action, it's not really a great comic. It's like, oh, well, what really happened? I just saw Captain America and Thor fight, but why, you know? So I think character development is very important, but I think both of them are very important. So I think if I had to choose one, I would pick character development, but I think both elements are very important to comic books. Next question is, let's get to that. Hopefully I can answer everyone's questions. What superhero movie are you looking forward to for 2013? And, Iron Man 3 and Kick-Ass 2, actually. I'm looking forward to those two a lot. To tell you the truth, Kick-Ass 2 a little bit more. I don't know why, but I'm so excited for that. And then Iron Man 3, of course. And then Man of Steel and all the other ones in Wolverine I'm excited for. But those are the two I'm really excited for. So that was Tucker151988X. Next question's from Mr. Nova Force, and they asked you, do you or have you ever read X Factor? If you have, did you enjoy it, or Peter David's work? Did you enjoy it, or Peter David's work? Okay. Yeah, I never read X Factor, actually. I've never really been interested in the series, but I've heard it's good, and I have never read Peter David's version, but I'm sure that's good also. So tell me in the comments below if you enjoyed it. Next question is from Mahado, and they ask, are there any artists or writers you would like to meet for an autograph sketch in 2013 convention? Also, can you do a video showing any comic autographs collections you may have? I definitely would like to meet some artists. Francis Madapole, I've always wanted to meet. He's an artist I love. Tom DeFalco I met, he's my favorite writer, so I did an interview with him, and that was like the best from 2012. So that was awesome, and I would love to meet Ron Frenz. He's a great artist from Spider-Girl also. I probably want to meet Scott Snyder, Gail Simone, Dan Slott I've never met. I got some autograph stuff from him because he does a lot for Jim Hanley's universe, but I've never met him. That's the person I would like to meet also. So there's definitely a lot of people I would like to meet in convention 2013, and who knows what conventions I will be going to, and once I get some, you know, confirmation stuff, I definitely will tell you what conventions I'm going to. So, yeah, those are what I'm excited for. And will I make an autograph collection video? I think once my autograph collection gets bigger, I will. I have a couple indie stuff and a couple of people sent me. So, yeah, maybe I will show it one day. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger. So maybe towards the end of the year. Next question, because I want to try to do like a speed round so I could get your guys' questions. There's actually not many left. So, next question is from Darrell Reed, who asks, if the Punisher dies, where would he go, heaven or hell? Probably hell, because he kills people, and he means it. You know, I don't think he's sorry for it. So I'm going to say probably hell. You know, it is a sin to kill people, a mortal sin. So I don't think he's sorry for it. So that's where I think he would go hell. But maybe he'd go heaven if he was sorry for it. Next question is, what would be your most prized possession in your comic collection? Mine is Fantastic Four issue 17 and Detective Comics issue 373. And this is from Laugho Studios, who seems like a new subscriber. Thank you for commenting the past couple of days. Most prized possession. Right now, I think not worth-wise, because I have a couple that I do love. But my most prized possession is probably the What If issue 105 of Spider-Girl. I really do love that comic. I love that issue. I'm glad I got the printing of that first issue. I mean, I have trades of it, but I actually got that. I also have a Stan Lee autographed comic book, so I really, that's one of my most prized possessions, but I have a couple others, but those are two from the top of my head that I really do like. Next question is, do I know who Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko are? And this is from Rick and Dave CBH. And yes, I do know them. So, I do. I know they're old-timers of comic books, but I do know them. I know I do more modern stuff, but I do know some old comic book stuff also. Next question is from R. Dominguez 23. And they ask, what are your thoughts on the newest trailer leaks for Young Justice, showing off characters like Static, Mongol, Desparo, anything in particular you're really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to all of it. I know Greg Weisman has some great stuff for us for Young Justice, and he always keeps us on the edge of our seats and always has great episodes. I'm especially looking forward to Static Shock. I was a big fan of the TV show when it aired in like 2003, so I'm looking forward to him in Young Justice. Next question is from Southside Review Boys, who asks, how close has Brian Vaughn been with Saga since it launched, and can I get a shout out? Shout out to Southside Review Boys. And also, I haven't read Saga. That's one I really want to get a trade because I've been hearing great things. So I definitely have to read that. Last question, I'm going to try to do this quick, is from Grand Blue Skies, who actually recommended my last topic video on Dark Avenger Inc. And he asks, besides Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, which franchise would you want to see Marvel Studios start? I don't know. I feel like they have so many good ones right now. I think they're going to surprise us. Maybe Heroes for Hire, maybe? That would be interesting. Yeah, I would love to see a Fantastic Four reboot because I liked the Fantastic Four movies. I know not a lot of people did, but I would like to see a reboot for that. So maybe Heroes for Hire because I feel like that's something that not a lot of people know about, and I think that could become popular, especially with Luke Cage and Iron Fist. I think that would be awesome. So yeah, that's my question and answer video. Hopefully I'll do another one soon, and thank you guys for sending a lot of questions, and thanks guys. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. Any questions you want to answer in the comments, you can. So yeah, this is Comic Uno, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rad Situations. Bye, guys.